Good evening. I'm John Rogers, Partner and Education Sector Lead for TPG's Rise Fund, and I am also an SEO Scholars Advisory Board member here in San Francisco. It's my privilege to serve as co-chair of the 2021 Achievement Benefit, alongside Sarah Curson, partner at Kirkland & Ellis. Thank you, Sarah, for everything you've done to make this year's Achievement Benefit a success. I also want to thank my fellow board members and members of the SEO National Board, including my partner, Maya Korngel, and of course, Board Chair Henry Kravis and SEO President and CEO William Goodlow for all of your efforts to ensure the success of this year's Achievement Benefit. I need to give a huge thanks to Omar and the entire team in San Francisco. We've been through a lot over the past couple of years, but what you've had to deal with, shifting the program to a virtual format and keeping the scholars focused and on track, it's incredible work. Which brings me, of course, to the scholars themselves. You are such an inspiration to all of us. You hung in there for yourselves and for each other, and the power of your peer group really came through. You supported each other and kept your focus on the goal of getting into and graduating from some of the best colleges in the country. Throughout my work at the Rise Fund and over the past 2 decades of my work in the education sector, I know there's a steep and linear correlation between the quality of the education you attain and your economic prospects in life. I was invited several years ago by my dear friend Christina Honoree to get involved in SEO, and I was blown away by the outcomes they achieve. 100% of scholars get into college and 90% graduate. Those outcomes are almost unparalleled. The guidance and support that the scholars receive through SEO is truly life-changing, and it's an honor for me to be here celebrating 10 years of our impact with scholars in San Francisco. You heard the scholars tonight, and it's clear just how driven they are to succeed. The motivation, the talent, the commitment. What's missing for far too many students, though, is access to opportunity. So it's incumbent upon all of us who have had so many opportunities to open the door for others. We all have a role to play in ensuring that where a young person comes from, their economic background or their race does not determine their future. I can think of few people as devoted to that idea as tonight's second honoree, John Winkelried, CEO of TPG. From his leadership at TPG to his philanthropy and across his entire career, John has recognized the value of diversity and inclusion. He's remained committed to the idea that education, leadership, and access to capital can transform individuals, families, and communities. I have the opportunity to see up close that John authentically lives those values and seeks to inculcate them in our workplace at TPG. Throughout his tenure as CEO, John has worked to make TPG a diverse and inclusive organization and to ensure that we engage with the companies in which we invest to foster diversity and inclusion amongst the boards on which we serve and within the management teams with whom we partner. It is my honor to present this year's Corporate Leadership Award to John Winkelried.